Hey, welcome to another episode of Chaz Beer Reviews. Continuing the BJCP style guidelines, we're on 5B, Kölsch. Kölsch is a really interesting beer style because it's sort of an ale lager hybrid, and it's also an appellation. Really, only breweries in Cologne, Germany are allowed to call their beer Kölsch. And for this one, we're doing one of the actual real German Kölsches, Früh Kölsch, or Fro, or Fra. I don't know how you pronounce it. Now, there's a really interesting story of this particular review. So you see I'm holding an empty bottle here. I reviewed this bottle a few days ago, and I didn't realize it at the time, but this bottle is very old. It's anywhere from 4 to 7 months old, depending on if that's February 5th or May 2nd. So it wasn't a bad beer, but it wasn't great. And then I found out that this bar, literally right around the corner from my house, they have it fresh on tap. So I went over there and got a growler of it. So this should be really interesting to see how it compares, old bottle versus fresh. Well, I hope keg is fresh. So, and my Spiegel lager glass broke, so we're gonna use my Pilsner glass, which is just as good. So I'm gonna go pour this, and we'll be right back. All right, so let's get into the overall impression here. A clean, crisp, delicately balanced beer, usually with a very subtle fruit and hop character. Subdued maltiness throughout leads into a pleasantly well-attenuated and refreshing finish. Freshness makes a huge difference with this beer, as a delicate character can fade quickly with age. Brilliant clarity is characteristic. Well, interesting they may say freshness makes a huge difference. It definitely does. Let's look at the other, the comments and history and everything. So the comments, they talk about how it's an appellation in Germany. The history, it's been brewed since the Middle Ages. Kolsch is an appellation protected by Kolsch Convention of 1986, restricted to 20 or so breweries in and around Cologne, Germany. Characteristic ingredients: traditional German hops, German pills or pale malt, attenuated clean ale yeast, up to 20% wheat malt may be used. This is quite rare in authentic versions. Current commercial practice is to ferment warm, cold condition for a short period of time and serve young. Style comparison to the untrained taster, easily mistaken for a cream ale or somewhat subtle pills. Let's look at the vitals. 18 to 30 IBUs, not too bitter. 3 to 5 to 5 SRM, pretty light color. 4.4 to 5.2 ABV. All right, so let's get started with the aroma. Well, it has a classic kind of German lager kind of aroma to it. Definitely that continental malt. It's, I would not call it like sweet, but it's, it's malty, like just clean, raw, grainy malt. Maybe like a hint of like white grape in there. I don't know if this one, if they use wheat or not in here. I'm not getting any bready. Not getting any bready qualities. There's like a tiny little subtle fruitiness in here. Little, like I said, little white grape. Maybe green pear, green apple, something like that. Clean fermentation. Very clean smelling. Hops. They're kind of subtle, but it's just kind of standard noble hop kind of thing. So let's check the specs. Low to very low malt aroma with a grainy sweet character. Okay, that's what I said. A pleasant, subtle fruit aroma with fermentation, apple, cherry, or pear is acceptable, but not always present. So yeah, it's there, but it's not super strong, and it's acceptable. A low floral, spicy, or herbal hop aroma is optional, but not out of style. Okay, so even though it's not like a super hoppy smelling beer, even if you get a little bit of it, that's nice. Some yeast strains may give a slight winey or sulfury character. This characteristic is also optional, but not a fault. Like I said, like a little bit of white grape. Overall, the intensity of aromatics is fairly subtle, but generally balanced, clean, and fresh. So it's pretty nice. I'm going to go 10 out of 12 on that. So, German beer, just like the others, gold, very, crystal clear, very effervescent. Had a pretty big, 3-finger head on there when I first poured it. We can pour more later, but yeah, let's get the card here. That's more of a straight gold. Yeah, it's I'd say it's like 2 to 4 SRM. Beautiful looking beer. Let's check the specs. Very pale gold to light gold. Shouldn't be the other way around. Oh, I guess pale is even lighter than light. Very clear. Authentic commercial versions are filtered to a brilliant clarity. Has a delicate white head that may not persist. Okay, I thought head always stuck around on Kolsch, but yeah, it's right there for the spec. So that's clearly a 3 out of 3. All right, for flavor, cheers. Or Prost, as they say. Oh, that's much different than I remember from the bottle just 2 days ago. Lots of like white wine kind of thing on there. Maybe like a little sulfury, but it's not like, it doesn't taste like farts or doesn't taste like, minerals or anything like that. So a little bit of like a, white grape, white pear, something like that. That kind of like real soft malt in there, like just like clean grainy malt, but it's not particularly sweet. Definitely get like a little bit more of that kind of sulfury mineral thing on the back end. It's much more bitter than this old bottle was. So I'm getting a real nice, a little bit of pepper, kind of a spice, not really rye, just like a, crushed black peppercorn kind of thing. Very delectable. I don't get any wheat on here. It does not taste bready. It does not taste toasty, doughy, nothing like that. It's just kind of like the clean, raw, grainy malt. So let's check the specs. Soft, rounded palate comprised of a delicate flavor balance between soft yet attenuated malt and almost imperceptible fruity sweetness from fermentation, in a medium low to medium bitterness with a delicate dryness and slight crispness in the finish, but no harsh aftertaste. Wow, that is a run-on sentence if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I would agree with that. Soft, rounded palate, yes. Delicate flavor, true. Let's keep going here. The malt tends to be grainy sweet, right? Possibly with a very light bready or honey quality. The hop flavor is variable and can range from low to moderately high. Most are medium low to medium intensity and have a floral, spicy, or herbal character. I agree with that. I'd say medium low hop flavor and bitterness, floral, spicy, something like that. May have a malty sweet impression at the start, but this is not required. No noticeable residual sweetness. I agree with that. Its finish is very clean, and it kind of has like a little bit of that kind of sulfury kind of thing on the finish. May have a slightly winey, minerally, or sulfury accent that accentuates the dryness and flavor balance. A slight wheat taste is rare, but not a fault. Otherwise, very clean. So, yeah, I think it's really good. Even though like there's not a lot going on with it, but there's definitely the spec for the style. I'm gonna go a lot higher on this than I did on the bottle. I think I'm gonna go 17. Call it light-bodied, medium-high carbonation, smooth, crisp, very clean aftertaste, refreshing while it's in the mouth. It's only 4.8 ABV, very sessionable. I can crush this whole thing real quick. Fun beer to drink, easy beer to drink. Medium light to medium body. Most are medium light. Yeah, okay. Yeah, medium light, I guess. Medium to medium high carbonation, smooth and generally crisp and well attenuated. Yep, right there. Maybe the body's like a little light because it's off the growler, not off the tap, but I might have lost like a little bit of CO2. But yeah, I think it's right there. I'll go the full 5 out of 5 on mouthfeel. Overall impression, I mean, it's listed on one of the examples for a reason, so it's not absolutely perfect. I'm sure in Germany, this is a 50-point beer, maybe 47. But I'm going to go 9 out of 10. Total score 44 out of 50. Man, that is so close to being a 10. Maybe if I bring the flavor aroma up or something, or yeah, but I'm going to stick with that. I mean, I know it's high, it's pretty ballsy, but I mean, this is one of the examples of the style for the reason. So, Früh Kölsch, 9 out of 10, 44 out of 50. For me personally, this is like, it's about an 8, really like it. I would definitely get a 6-pack of this if I get it fresh, but it's really hard to get, especially, these should be in cans, not bottles. All right, so, and thanks to Con at Cobb and Penn for hooking me up with this 16-ounce growler. I should have brought up my protein shake bottle because I had a heck of a time trying to fill it because it's such a small mouth on there and everything. Yeah, so I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Prost.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.